Millennial Meltdown. Social media raises the risk of depression in young people as far as it forces them to compare themselves to unrealistic lifestyles. Absolutely. Millennials more likely to be depressed by comparing themselves to others. Mental health is poor if people show signs of social media addiction. And now people are also tagged in unflattering photos, also more likely to be depressed. I tell you, folks, I am still on social media, but I don't use it. It's there, but I just use it if somebody wants to message me, I can talk to them. I obviously use it for this show to post and make it easy for you guys to post this and share this as well when I cut the sections out of this podcast. That's where the people are. It's like, you know, I have issues with YouTube, but you have to go to YouTube because that's where the people are. You know, I'm streaming right now, but because I'm not on YouTube, you don't hardly get any viewership. So it's like you have to be in the arena. So I'm there, but I don't do what I used to do, is scroll through that feed every morning, because you're seeing everybody having a good time, hanging with their friends. You know, they got the perfect lifestyle. You start to compare yourself to them. You start getting depressed, and it's this loop that your mind plays out. And I will be playing a clip coming up from Sean Parker where they admit to this stuff. And that's all this is. It just turns into a big, my life is better than yours. And it's like, you got to pull the plug and step back, because once you do, you can live a more fulfilling life. A study of more than 500 millennials aged 18 to 38 found their mental health is poorer if they show signs of addiction to social media. For those who focus on people better or worse than themselves online, or who get more upset by being tagged in unflattering photographs. Well, that's the other thing too. If you're going to go out and have a few drinks and act like a dumbass, have some like control. Realize, all right, there's cameras all over. People have cell phones. It might get posted somewhere. People think that they want to show themselves as angels. It's like, just don't act stupid. Take some responsibility. The study states many individuals who post on social media tend to portray themselves as overly positive and posting mainly positive aspects of their lives. So comparing oneself to an exaggerated online persona of a person deemed better off may result in depressive symptoms or envy. Yeah. So I'm going to play this clip of the Facebook. One of the creators of Facebook here. We got Sean Parker and Clemeth, but I'm not even going to say his last name. They basically admit to this. That's what it's there for. They had to engineer it. They broke everything down. They know what makes the human mind tick. They need that dopamine hit to keep you coming back. And it's very brilliantly orchestrated, but it's detrimental to society now. I'm going to stop the clip a little ways. It's a long clip. It's like 3 minutes. So I got to stop and comment through because copyrights, of course, folks. But let's listen.
When Facebook was getting going, I had these people who would come up to me and they would say, you know, I'm not on social media. And I would say, okay, you know, you will be. It literally changes your relationship with society, with each other, with, it probably interferes with productivity in weird ways.
Absolutely.
God only knows what it's doing to our children's brains. That thought process was all about, how do we consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible.
So they can obviously...
that means that we need to sort of give you a little dopamine hit every once in a while because someone liked or commented on a photo or a post or whatever.
And that's what it does. You're waiting for the people that give comments. Oh, yeah. So you keep going back. Somebody comment on your photo. You got to go back and check and see what they said so you can respond. That gets you back in there. You look at the feed again, and then you're in this never-ending loop. And if you want to be successful, you can't be interrupting yourself. Listen to a lot of successful people in this time and age. They say, turn the social media off. You can't let yourself get distracted. Some people are like, oh, I can just respond real quick and go back to what I was doing. When your mind is doing that, it's bad for it, because you're on a line of thinking, and then you're going off that line to do something else, and it just gets interrupted and it gets real bad.
And that's going to get you to contribute more content, and that's going to get you, you know, more likes and comments. I mean, it's a social validation feedback loop that it's like it's exactly the kind of thing that a hacker like myself would come up with, because you're exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. understood this consciously, and we did it anyway.
You know, people are unpredictable, and so we want to psychologically figure out how to manipulate you as fast as possible and then give you back that dopamine hit. We did that brilliantly at Facebook. Instagram has done it. WhatsApp has done it. You know, Snapchat has done it. Twitter has done it. So there are great examples. WeChat is doing it. There are great examples of failing fast is the right path to exploiting psychology of mass populations of people. We have created tools that are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works.
By the way, props to these guys for coming out and telling this so people can see it firsthand. Our society is gone. It is gone, folks. It's all happening.
It's all happening.
That is truly where we are. The short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops that we have created are destroying how society works. You know, my solution is I just don't use these tools anymore. I haven't for years. It's created huge tension with my friends, huge tensions in my social circles. If you look at, like, you know, my Facebook feed, I've posted maybe 2 times in 7 years, 3 times, 5 times. Like, just, it's less than 10.
I want to say that I probably posted, I'm lucky if I posted once a year on my personal page. On this network page, yeah, I post weekly on there to get this stuff out, because that's where the people are. So it is what it is. But to be truly honest, if I didn't have this network, I would have closed my account long ago.
And it's weird. I guess I kind of just innately didn't want to get programmed. And so I just tuned it out. But I didn't confront it, right? We curate our lives around this perceived sense of perfection because we get rewarded in these short-term signals, hearts, likes, thumbs up, and we conflate that with value and we conflate it with truth. And instead what it really is fake brittle popularity that's short-term and that leaves you even more, and admit it, vacant and empty before you did it.
Yep.
Because then it forces you into this vicious cycle where you're like, what's the next thing I need to do now?
Absolutely.
Because I need it back. Think about that compounded by 2 billion people. And then think about how people react then to the perceptions of others. It's just it's really bad.
Oh, yes.
Very bad. So people, you know, take it from there. It's from the horse's mouth. If you can get off it, great. If you still want to let people have contact with you like I do, I'm still on there so people can message me. They want to ask a question, or, you know, your friends get a hold of you or whatever. Just leave it there and just don't post. It's very easy. And, you know, you can step it back. If you're really that addicted, step it back slowly. But just, you'll see how your life shifts. And you get more satisfied with yourself. And it's not this dependency thing. It's always, I got to post so I can you're looking for external validation when you can just be happy with yourself, meditate, you know, positive affirmations every day. And that's what the news is doing too. They show you all this bad news right away in the morning, drive you down, drive your frequency down. They don't want you having positive change, feeling good, because we're really powerful, folks, and it's amazing what we can do. All right, so this would be the time in the broadcast where I would love to take phone calls. Hopefully we can do that next week. We'll be live on Facebook. It's going to be fun. Or Facebook, see what happens to me. Not Facebook. We'll be live back on YouTube because I'll be out of YouTube jail. And we can take some phone calls. If people want to do that, I'll have the lines open. That'll be awesome. Again, if you want to help support the broadcast, folks, you can donate to us on Patreon. There's 1, 5, and 10 denominations. That helps, goes a long ways. I used all my own personal money to build the studio. Yeah, it looks like I'm funded by George Soros, but I'm not. And you can also make a purchase on Teespring. Big thanks to those who have purchased. That helps out a lot. It helps spread the word. And, you know, do what you can to help out. It's very much appreciated. And I'll be back here next week on Talk is Cheap, where cheap is talk and talk is cheap. Bye-bye, folks.
Thanks for listening. Visit K2D4Network.com today.